You wrote this in one of your Cav Dribbles things, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I always look at this. Since January, Cavs have been getting basically nothing from the bench. I mean, all you have to do is watch. You know, that group comes in and the lead goes, if there is a lead, it basically goes away. Is that another area that you're concerned about? I said there were going to be a couple. And free throws, obviously, they got to get somebody to produce consistently that isn't in that starting five.
Yeah, you were kind of hoping to get a little bit more this season from Karis LeVert, who I think's been okay. He's not been bad. He just has not, I don't think he's given them quite the lift that they expected. You're not quite yet going to, and maybe you never will get the lift that you were hoping for from Ricky Rubio. I mean, age and injury may have taken a toll. Maybe he just needs more time to bounce back from, knee surgery. Sometimes that's the case. He's, again, not been bad, just not what you were hoping for. So those two aside, Dean Wade, Chetty, Lamar Stevens, when given an opportunity, and Isaac Okoro, who's a starter, just nothing consistent from any of those guys, So maybe at this point, you give them a few more weeks, and if it's still going on, which I suspect it will be, then you start breaking in more often Danny Green, who's got a ton of playoff experience and can probably help you more in those situations. And you take a longer look at guys like Merrill, who, has some momentum coming into the Cavs. Granted, 10-day contract, hasn't proven anything in the NBA. Now's his chance, So that's an issue, as is the depth in the front court. You're not getting a lot beyond Mobley and Allen up front. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a concern. The nice thing is the Cavs have been able to kind of weather that as a team because, their core four and Mobley and Allen and Garland and Mitchell are so good. But in order to advance in the playoffs, that's a big thing. Teams that advance in the playoffs typically have two or three very consistent role players, helping out their stars. And I would venture to say the Cavs clearly aren't there.
Yeah, that's one area that if they're going to advance, a couple of those guys not named, Mitchell or Garland or Allen or Mobley, are going to have to score 10, 8, 10, 12 points pretty consistently.